Between Laufey and Olivia Dean and Alicia Biro, there is so much energy happening around jazz pop, right? Like you keep sort of seeing it everywhere. Olivia Dean is having maybe one of the biggest years that an artist has had in quite a bit of time. And so I'm excited about this because this music is really calming to me. I find myself spending so much time listening to jazz pop, but also I'm really curious about why now? What is it about this moment right now that makes jazz pop kind of blow up like this? Natalie Harmsen is here and we got into it. I got so excited to talk about Olivia Dean for longer than 5 minutes. It was a wonderful conversation starting right now.
16 in a body that's lived 62. She's wearing pearls and laughing in her vintage shoes. Dressed as one floorboard and shrunken through.
Natalie, good to see you, pal.
Hello, good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm feeling smooth and sunshiny.
The jazz pop vibe really does that sort of just gigantic grin on the face. It's the best. Well,
Yeah.
let's talk about why you love jazz pop.
I think I love it so much because this is a genre right now. It's being run by these women who are in their 20s, and they're just bringing this sound that's full of whimsy and optimism and romance. And I think that's the sound that we need right now. It just makes you feel so good.
I think the idea of like offering whimsy in a moment where like we could really use some whimsy around here, that's real. Let's talk about Alicia Biro for a moment because so that's the artist that we just heard. What do we need to know about her?
So she is a 25-year-old. She is a classically trained jazz musician. She studied at Berkeley. She taught herself how to play jazz by ear as a kid. She grew up on Vancouver Island. And when I hear her, she reminds me a lot of sort of Nora Jones meets Olivia Dean with a splash of Diana Krall in there. She just has that really warm, beautiful voice. And I think that's sort of the thing that ties all of her songs together.
I was trying to think about like why I've been listening to the Olivia Dean album kind of nonstop, like since it came out, because I just kind of it's just like a nice place to live. And my pal Stephanie was like, you know what? I think this has to do with the idea that like this doesn't feel algorithmic, right? Like this music feels like it's like, you know, there is the algorithmic kind of music that is kind of Spotify's like, you probably want to listen to Die with a Smile. I'm like, I don't, you know, but the thing I do want to listen to is like these warm instruments and these warm voices. Why do you think this moment is the moment for jazz pop?
I think to your algorithm point, yes and no.
Okay, go off.
Because, hear me out. So I do agree in the sense that this music, because there's such a timeless element to it, it feels like it's not trying to create those very hooky moments that are meant to explode on TikTok.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I feel that that's not the vibe that these artists are putting out when they release a song. However, when you listen to Olivia Dean's Man I Need, which is just absolutely irresistible, that song did do really well on TikTok. And it had the girls dancing in their bedrooms, twirling around, and just living their best lives. And even though I think she wasn't necessarily chasing that virality, it still came through anyway because it's just so honest. It just feels so authentic and true to who she is. Plus, I mean, the song is at #2 on the Billboard Hot 100. So in that sense, you know, the algorithms are working maybe a little bit in her favor.
I think we legally at this point have to play a little bit of Man I Need. So let's hear it right now.
Don't be shy. Just come be the man I need. Tell me you got something to give. I want it. I kind of like it when you call me.
Come on. What a song. Okay, Olivia Dean, Man I Need. She's up for Artist of the Year, New Artist of the Year at the Grammys. She's also performing that night. She's presumably going to be doing the song. Obviously a huge year, but also tell me about what's the thing that makes her special, because I can't stop listening to the album, but I also can't put it into words. I'm like, I don't know why. Leave me alone. I'm in my Olivia Dean era.
So I will say, as of right now, I have been the conductor on the Olivia Dean train for many years. Since before her first album, Messy, came out, I have been there's something so special about this girl. And I think part of what it is that she is so diaristic in her songwriting, but she's so excellent about singing about love in all of its various forms, okay? So obviously with her new album, The Art of Loving, that looks at romance primarily. It's a lot of focus on, falling in and out of love and appreciating all of the beautiful small moments that make our hearts just feel warm and light. But also on her first album, she has songs about, her grandmother, so familial love. The song Carmen is about her grandmother being part of the Windrush generation and leaving the Caribbean and moving to England for a better life. And also...
we haven't mentioned she's British. She's British.
Yes. Yeah. If you couldn't tell. Yeah. If you couldn't tell. She is. Yes. She went to the Brit school, so there you go. And she also has a song called Ladies' Room, which kind of speaks to the camaraderie that you find in the washrooms when you're out dancing with your girls and you just don't need to pay attention to a man. Yeah. So I think in that sense, she really stands out in that way. She says that love is this thing that can just be so broad. It's beautiful.
I will say that also, there is Olivia Dean as sort of the representative of this. Thank you for conducting that train. But also, we obviously can't talk about jazz pop without talking about Laufey for a moment.
But you think you're so poetic, quoting epics and ancient prose. Truth
I think if you didn't know that this song came out in the last 3 years or so, you had to just kind of play a game and go guess a year. Yeah. You'd have to go 1958. That song is called Mr. Electric. Also, I feel like I'm saying her name wrong.
Laufey.
Here's the problem.
It's hard, though.
I'm saying the fashion brand name instead of her name.
Yeah.
Which is so she's Icelandic, classically trained again. She might be the biggest name in the space. What do we know about her and why she's connected to this moment?
I think because she is also classically trained. She also went to Berkeley, so Berkeley is clearly the spot if you want to be a jazz pop girl. She very much, I think, appeals to the traditional jazz listeners. I think if you love Ella Fitzgerald or, Nat King Cole, you really get that sound with the instrumentation on many of her songs. They've got the beautiful swing and the light brush strokes with the drums. However, her lyricism is very contemporary, and which is, I think, why she's resonating so much with Gen Z as well. Billie Eilish is a fan of hers. Yeah. She's got also lots of girls on TikTok singing to her songs as well. So I think because she straddles kind of both of those worlds so elegantly, I think that's why she just has that broad appeal.
Okay, I'm glad you brought up Billie Eilish because I feel like the thing that we don't talk about with Billie is that she's low-key just a torch singer who every once in a while gets big drums behind her. Right? She her styling of singing has kind of always been in that zone.
Yes, but she has the ability. So Billie Eilish sings a lot in her head voice. We get that beautiful whispery kind of sound, but she has the ability to belt. Yeah. She can use the chest voice as well, and it's beautiful when she taps into it. Maybe the two of them will team up on a song. Maybe we're manifesting this right now.
I would like this. I will say there's got to be someone listening to this conversation being like, remember the forebears here. Remember Esperanza Spalding. Remember Norah Jones. Remember Diana Krall. We are a country that remembers Diana Krall. And so there is something about the idea of sort of seeing this jazz pop moment going haven't we had that before? But there's something different about this moment. What do you think is different?
I think there's a couple of things. I think that there are still the nods to these people who have very much established and pioneered the genre. Yeah. But I think there's just something that feels almost a bit more playful to me in the sound of this. And I think when I look at the music videos for all of these artists that we've talked about, there's just something that feels a bit kind of carefree.
But
and
also
I think
they're functioning kind of like pop stars, right?
They are functioning as pop stars, for sure. But there's this sense of play and the sense of joy that I think we don't necessarily get with maybe those slower Diana Krall songs or, Come Away With Me, Norah Jones. It's, again, very slow. This is a little bit more lively, which I think sets it apart.
It's Olivia Dean will be played in the clubs, and in fact, she is.
I'm ready. Sign me up and send me to that club because that's where I want to be.
I just say that, I'm always tempted in these moments to try to connect the rise of a genre of music to something that is happening in the world, and we don't have a 2026 version of Rage Against the Machine to sort of capture a lot of the sort of political energy, but there is something about jazz pop that seems to be functioning almost as an antidote to the chaos that you maybe encounter as you kind of are scrolling your feed or opening any news website at any moment. Is it supposed to function, you think, as an antidote of sorts?
I think so. I think this is an injection of sunshine and serotonin. I think it's very much needed. And I also would say because for so many people, dating is also so hard right now. Yes, there's the political chaos, which we can't ignore, but finding love is hard. And I think they sing with so much optimism and hope that this music just feels very propulsive in that way. It just makes us want to, go out and dancing with your girls. And if you meet a guy and it's great, we love that. But if not, it's okay.
The greatest videos, you can please find any YouTube video of this, of just like a live performance of Olivia Dean doing Nice to each other.
Oh.
Because when that happens and like the crowd sort of yells back, I don't want a
boyfriend.
like as a kind of like a return, this is a kind of callback. And it's like there's this like beautiful energy of like, hey, this could be great. This is nice, but we're not trying to get deeply involved in this relationship here. And for that to be like the nice call out moment, is a reflection of the thing you're talking about. Being like, dating is hard, but also can we be a little optimistic about this universe? So,
love can still be fun.
As it turns out, who knew? You know what I mean? Huge new information. Natalie Harmsen, you're the best, man. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
Of course, a delight to have you. Natalie Harmsen is a journalist with CBC Music. I'm so grateful that you're here. Thank you so much, Natalie. My name is Elamin Abdelmahmoud. This show is called Commotion. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow.